Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
There is an amazing cast in this movie, and the performance between these, Javier and Michael, or Javier with Cameron, all moment is very, very amazing. So, Ridley, how did you choose this circle of, your favorite actors together? Is casting process very easy or difficult for you?
No, after a while, experience does count a lot. And I think after a while, as I'm reading a piece of material, because most of my life is spent developing material, good material never lands on your desk, full stop. Never. In 35 years of filmmaking, I've never had a good script land on my desk, other than the ones that I've developed and evolved. This is the first landed on my desk, and it wasn't quite a script, it was more of a written, prosaic description and terrific dialogue. This dialogue is marvelous. And so I'd, as I'm reading, and this is the way I work, I've got a particularly kind of photographic memory. I can draw things from when I was 3 years old. I can have these vivid recollections. And as I'm reading, I'm already seeing, okay, that's Javier, that's Penelope, that's... By the time I get to the end of it, I know the material is so good that probably, given their availability, I'm going to get them. And so the next thing is I just pick up the phone, make a call. The agent doesn't call me back, I call him direct. It's that simple, And it's better to be direct, I find. And then the key, it's always in the reading. Let me read it, it'd be interesting, read it. And of course, what comes back based on such good material, it's an automatic reaction to say, when you want to do this, and that's where you begin, right?
Gentleman there, yes?
Question for Mr. Bardem. You, of course, have done Cormac McCarthy before. Could I ask you to try and explain the difference between this experience and No Country for Old Men, in terms of the experience, in terms of the tone of the film?
Well, I think there are different things, but maybe there's a link between both of them, which is the fatal destiny of those who do or take the wrong decisions or make the wrong decisions. In No Country for Old Men, my character was the horrible fate itself. Here I'm more of a victim. No? He's as victim as the counselor himself, I think, especially on the relationship with Malkina, which I think is based on fear than anything else.
Gentleman in the third row?
I have a question for Mr. Scott. Cormac McCarthy obviously works with some Western tropes. Here also, the nameless hero, etc.
I lost you there. Say that again. Cormac McCarthy.
He works with some Western tropes in this film also. For example, the nameless hero. I was wondering if this was something you were trying to get across in the film.
Some Western.
Tropes, like the nameless hero.
Was Western? You mean cowboys?
Yeah.
Who was the hero? What's he called? He's Western?
Well, the Western tropes, like things like the nameless hero in here, where the counselor has no name, so he's kind of...
Oh, yeah, I think Cormac lives, breathes, eats, sleeps, and not El Paso so much as Santa Fe. I think Cormac's also a scholar, an architect, an engineer, and works near the institution or with the institution in is it El Paso or Santa Fe? And apart from that, on the side, he writes books. So he's quite a man, and he turns up in blue jeans and cowboy boots, okay? So he's very much steeped in that culture, and so I just go along with the author. The author, to me, is everything. The hardest single thing to do when you're making movies to get it on is, first of all, choose what you want to do. Secondly, get it on paper. Once you've got that, everything's really straightforward, because filmmaking, for me, is very straightforward. I love it, and I enjoy it, but for me to do Moses and the parting of the Dead Sea, at the end of the day, if I've got a good screenplay, I'll fix it. I can make all that right. When he gives me this great piece of material, I just get in there. I don't question anything. I don't want to question anything. I want the author to be my teacher and schoolmaster, and I'm going to follow that music. That's it.
Chap right at the back. Yes, sir.
Cormac McCarthy is a very American author, and this story is a very American story, but you choose mainly European actors. Why? Is to underline that, in fact, it's not an American story, but a universal one?
I think I'm in Los Angeles. I've been in and out there for the last 35 years. Almost all of my friends are European. Lots of people who live in globally everywhere now today. American doesn't have to be American. People live in El Paso from China. I don't think it's a consideration. What I do is I go for the best possible actor for the part, and everything I do and the way I function is intuitive. I'm entirely intuitive, what you learn to do eventually is you got to trust your own intuition. You keep questioning your intuition, you're never going to evolve. I trust my intuition, and I usually go, and if the bell to me says Javier, I'm going to follow Javier. That's that. Michael, Penelope, I go for it. That's why I guess I make things so quickly, but because I don't hesitate. And I think that comes through experience as well. You learn not to hesitate. Just go do it. Best phrase ever was Nike, just do it.